What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to DwreckTV. I'm Dwreck, and today I'm going to be doing another drawing video. Now, for the last few times that I've been doing these art videos, I drew Earthworm Jim, I drew Gambit, and I drew Daffy Duck. So that being said, what can I draw this time? Let's try drawing something original this time. Instead of drawing anything that's like that's an already established character or something, let's come up with something new. Actually, I have something in mind I want to draw, because as far as like playing like the video games and the pro wrestling and everything, I actually do my own comic books, and I also used to write and I used to draw a lot of like fanfic projects when I was a little kid, and then by the time when I was like a teenager, started doing more fanfics, and then by 17 to 18 years old, that's when I started doing actually like drawing comic books. I've done a certain series of mine for the last 20 something years, and I love doing it. I really love to create things. I love to draw, and I love to just make things of my own, because there are some times that it gets boring with other IPs, so creating things is what I love to do the most. And I'm actually working on something brand new as well. It's right here. I drew characters, I wrote everything down, and this notebook is really falling apart. All right here is the project that I'm working on right now. I wrote practically a whole book, but I do plan on making it a series. I don't want to show it off just yet, because I'm still in the process of it. But I know a lot of y'all are really going to like it. So that being said, I've already wasted 3 minutes on this thing, talking about how I love to draw. I know a lot of people are already asking, like, when you gonna go back to talk about video games? When you gonna talk about wrestling? We love to hear you talk about the video games and everything. Well, as I've said before, I'm burnt out on talking about video games. I really don't want to see these right now, especially I'm already in the creative mood, and I just spent like a whole week making a brand new project, in which I know a lot of people's gonna like. And yeah, WrestleMania really did a number on me. But now we're talking about that. Let's draw an original character. This character I've came up with it back when I was 15 years old on the wrestling video games. So it was like, if DwreckTV was ever a wrestler, this is what he would have been like. So let's waste no more time.
We'll be right back after these messages.
It's not like algebra. It's not like cleaning your room. It's not like homework. It's one thing you do just for kicks. Chocolate, caramel, and that great cookie crunch. One of life's great kicks. Twix. Now, chew on that. Oh, yeah.
So, let me repeat your order here. That'll be 1 double cheeseburger, ching. Large fries and a large soda, ching. 2 kids meals and 2 medium sodas, ching. 1 chicken sandwich, large fries, and a vanilla milkshake. Bada bing. That'll be $62.75. We're a little shy.
Remember when you could feed your whole family fast food for less than $10? Well, at Snap's, you still can. Snap's has it right.
The dramatic changes in Cleveland brought on by Elliot Ness at 11.
And now back to the show.
All right, now let's waste no more time. Let's get to drawing an original character. Let's see how would be the best way to do this. First, gotta start with the eyes, but try to figure out a good pose for him. What would be a good pose for this character? I know. Let's do it like this. First, let's draw the eyes. He's gonna be looking. He's looking straight at us. He's not that mad. He's not mad at all. He's just he's looking in the camera. There we go. This character is called Ace Carino. I came up with this character when I was 15 years old. When used to play wrestling games and such, and then when they came out with creator wrestlers, this was my creator wrestler. Created him 15 years old, WWF Attitude, and then again on ECW Hardcore Revolution and WWF WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy, and even on WCW Mayhem. And I don't think I ever created him on WCW Backstage Assault. That game was just not good at all. And then my friends Robert and Duke, they created their characters, and then they created their guys, and then we actually they created their guys on WWF Warzone, and then I took them, and then we came up with a group, and we pretty much just wreck shop throughout the whole roster forevermore. Excuse me. Ace Carino is based around, he definitely has a Shawn Michaels style to him, and also like he's not a big guy and he's not a small guy either, but he can move very athletic. But then over time I started changing his style to much more of like, if I was a wrestler, what moves would I use? I'm not gonna do something I wouldn't do on my own, so to speak. Like I would be more of a ground and pound, almost like a Zack Sabre Jr. style. Because I did like Sting, I love Shawn Michaels, and I also liked that Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho to an extent, Rob Van Dam to an extent, and even some guys like Steve Carino, where I got the name from. Rob Van Dam and Jerry Lynn, and what else I used to like? Oh, definitely AJ Styles when he started becoming more prevalent in TNA. I really liked AJ Styles' style. Alright, let's see. He's gonna be pointing. He's gonna have the bangs too. Alright. Let's see. Point. He's gonna be pointing. He's gonna point to the camera. So, that being said, point to the camera, people. There's his forearm. That's the shoulder right there. That's his finger. He's pointing. He's pointing at you. He's pointing at you. And that's his middle finger, and that's his other finger. And there's his thumb. And he's got wraps on his hands. His hands are wrapped, like that Triple H style wrap. And this is gonna be like the elbow pads, because he's got some elbow pads as well. And his collarbone and his traps. Let's see. Next. Boy, I love doing things like this. He's not very built. He's not a buff guy, but he's definitely no slouch. There we go. We'll fix this up in post once I ink them up. Okay. That. I love drawing things. I love drawing. And definitely drawing wrestlers and everything, and especially with pro wrestling, it definitely helped out a lot with human anatomy. Helped out with like the traps. It helped out with like drawing the chests and drawing the abdomens and everything. Alright, Ace. Alright. And that's his, and then he's gonna be, got his arm like that. He's gonna have elbow pads. His bicep, he's gonna have his arm out like this. Pads and such. And Ace Carino, I created him when I was 15 years old. And then I've just created him ever since on pretty much any wrestling game or any kind of game that has any kind of creative character. I've always created him. I even created his car on Need for Speed Underground 2. When there's a Need for Speed game, I'll create his car. Yeah, he's gonna have his fist. He's gonna have his fist balled up right here. It's gonna be like that. See, just like that. So his thumb's gonna be right like this. No, yeah, thumb's gonna be like that. He's not gonna have a big forearm, people. Now he's like that, and then like that. Yeah, we're definitely gonna fix this in post. But he's gonna have wraps because he's gotta have the wrapped fist. Always got the wrapped fist, got big old elbow pads. He's looking at you. He's looking at you. And next, Ace. Have some He's really not that built, but I know I'm messing up. We'll fix it later. Fix it later once we get there. He's looking up. His waist. There we go. And his tights. I always had him with like those biker shorts, that Billy Gunn style biker shorts. Well, the box of like the briefs. I always had him with the briefs. Like that. Fix up the wrinkles in his box of briefs and such. Boy, I love doing things like this. I know a lot of people is gonna be like, man, why you go back to your video game talk, man? I love your video game talk. Well, all in due time, whenever I feel like it, people. But right now, I just want to draw. I want to enjoy myself. I want to enjoy doing videos, and I really enjoy doing art as opposed to just talking about things that I don't want to talk about right now. No, not as short as Billy Gunn, but definitely right here. Okay. And let's give him some what did I use that for? This. And if you're wondering what these initials stand for, this is the initials for Ace and Robert and Duke's characters. That's the group that they've had since 2000, people. Since the year 2000. And if this was ever a real wrestling thing, this would be like the longest running stable in professional wrestling history. Yeah, it'll be alright. His thighs. He's gonna have some big knee pads. Some big, cool looking knee pads. Almost like that Xbox style, but you'll see. I remember hearing Doug Tadapel talk about when it comes to penciling and inking, use your pencil like a brush and use your pen like your pencil. Or how he said, use your pencil like your brush, use your brush like your pencil. But I don't have brushes, I use pencils and pens, so I get his idea. I get what he's talking about. Alright, this leg right here. And his boots are a staple for him. Ace's boots are definitely a staple for his character. It's that Barry Windham style boots that are like very, very hard to make in conventional wrestling games. Because no wrestling game has these boots. At least not ones that I've seen. I've only seen these boots like maybe once in a wrestling game, and that was on No Mercy. It's like those Barry Windham and Dusty Rhodes style boots with the eagle. It's like cowboy boots. I thought when I saw those when I was younger, I thought those boots were like the coolest designs ever. And if I was ever a wrestler, I would wear those boots. I would not wear any other boots. Because I thought these were like the coolest things ever. And Ace's moves, he's definitely like a Shawn Michaels style, mixed with like a Chris Benoit and Lance Storm style. And when he was younger, and when I was young and dumb, I'd have him with like AJ Styles type moves, like backflips, and he also used to do like that S.A. Rios style moonsault, which I can't do in real life, but I thought that was like the coolest thing in the video game, was that S.A. Rios style moonsault. And his finishing move was definitely the super kick, but I called it the Ace-tality. The fatality is Ace-tality. And his second finisher, if the Ace-tality doesn't work, it would be called the Ace-tality 2002. Ace-tality 2002 is not in any video game at all. It was never invented. I came up with it when I was 17 years old, back in 2002. It's almost like if you remember how Chris Jericho did the breakdown where it was like a full Nelson face buster. Well, Ace does something like that, except instead of doing a full Nelson, he does it with Cobra Clutch. Gets him in a Cobra Clutch, and then boom, face down. Oh, this looks totally tacky, but it's gonna be alright. I'll fix it in post. He looks so stiff, like a Ken doll. But I love drawing. I love so much. I love to draw. And the sides right here. I just finished watching that Fatal Fury movie. Whoa, 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 angel. That song's been on my mind for the last couple of hours. Whoa, 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 angel. I wish I knew more of the lyrics, but it's a very catchy song. Whoa, whoa, angel. I gotta do a video where I'm doing some songs, like singing some songs, because I like to sing. I'm not embarrassed to sing. Never surrender. You were born a fighter, and you strive to fight for honor. That's Stan Bush. Take it all, never surrender, never say die. You got the heart of a hero, never surrender. That's from the movie Kickboxer. My wife loves that movie. Whoa, whoa, angel. This looks like a Toyota logo. Alright. Ace is all fixed up. And his nickname, his original nickname was the Storm Cowboy. But by the time I met Enforcer and Punisher at my old job, I got the name Dwreck, and then one of the guys at work used to call me D-Reckless, or just plain Reckless. So then I thought, you know what? That was like my Radar Superstar transformation, if you will. Became Reckless Ace Carino. Alright, now aces drawn. Let's ink them up, shall we? Now let's ink them. This is going to be the fun parts. And yes, we are going to color him too, ladies and gentlemen. Because I just love to draw. I love doing things like this. And I love talking about the history of the things that I've done. Because not every day that I get to talk about things like this. I got a lot of stuff that I came up with when I was younger, in my teens, and because I never really got a chance to talk about things like that. I really need to start. But no, I got wasted on talking about video games and wrestling and a lot of other nerdy things that everybody is so fond of these days, or what everybody's been fond of ever since the existence of YouTube. But ever since I started noticing like people actually do art streams, I thought, you know what, I would love to do things like that. Especially watching Doug Tenaple and Brian Shearer and Elliot Fernandez, and even to an extent Ethan Van Sciver, but let's not talk about him right now. Let's talk about me. I want to talk about art. I want to talk about voice actings and actual artists and cartoonists and actual creators, instead of just nerding out on other people's stuff that so many people love to do. I'd say as much people like talking about like all these cultures and such, like video game culture and comic book culture and the freaking Star Wars, if everybody would just find it in them to actually create something on their own, like actually take a risk and create something brand new, I think that would be better for everybody. Because to tell you the truth, I really am starting to get tired of certain franchises and certain movie franchises that I just think that is very much overdone, and everybody wants to hold on to their nostalgia. To be very, very honest, I think nostalgia is a very dangerous thing. And I should talk, but I saw the writing on the wall a long time ago. I think nostalgia is a good thing, but it's also a very dangerous thing. How can you say that, man? How can you say that? Well, I can because I know a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things, but I'm just saying, I'm just talking, but you get my point. I'm not saying you should stop liking what you want to like, but at least have the notion and have the know-it-all. I know there's a word I'm looking for, but right now I'm just busy drawing. Nostalgia is good for something sometimes, but other times you just want to see something. I just want to see something new. I want to see something different. I want to see the next Indiana Jones. I want to see the next, like, Back to the Future. I want to see the next Goonies. I want to see the next big franchise, original franchise that will just come around and just say, wow, this is great. Let's go with this. Much like how it was in the 1980s and somewhat 1990s and even in the 70s. Like borderline 70s going into the 80s. They had a lot of good movies and just originalities. Like they was created by actual creators, especially Steven Spielberg. Spielberg was incredible and a visionary. Even George Lucas, to an extent, he was a visionary with Star Wars, but Star Wars got so bastardized over the last few decades. It's unbearable, and for that, I do not care to acknowledge it at all. Even guys like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and all those other Marvel and DC creators, so many of them were so many visionaries. Even Walt Disney himself was a visionary. Max Fletcher was a visionary. Walt Disney, that dude right there. I don't want to say he was like ahead of his time, but he definitely had a vision. And even during a time when they didn't have much of the technology, he made everything work in his movies. And they thought he was crazy. They thought Walt Disney was crazy when he did Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And look where that got them. Made a whole empire of great family entertainment. Now it's being taken over by rainbow hair colored activists. He'd be turned in his grave for that. Even like Bob Clampett and Chuck Jones and Freeling and Leon Schroeder, I think his last name is. I could be wrong, but a lot of the guys that did the Looney Tunes were visionaries. Even Tex Avery was fantastic. I can go on and on about artists. But yeah, I would just love for people to just start creating on their own. I would love for the next big franchises, the next big things to just come around and just put a lot of things from the 80s and 90s to rest. I really look forward to that. But will that ever happen? Maybe not from the corporate standpoint, because the corporations, they got you. They got y'all where they want y'all. They got so many people where they want them. And people will just keep falling for it. They just keep falling for it. You can't even go into a Walmart or a Target without seeing everything just all up in your face. And they make everything so bland. I don't want to sound like the kind of person that just doesn't like everything new. Everything old was good. Everything new is bad. I don't like talking like that. There are some things that are good nowadays. You just gotta really find them. That's the thing. And people don't know about it. And they're like, "Oh, I never knew about it, man. I never knew." That's the kind of people that I feel have no hope. Because those people right there, all they see is what they see on a Walmart shelf. They don't know anything else other than that. That's sad. The future is definitely in the independence. The Ripperverse is good. Even Van Sciver is good, but he just needs to get a grip. A lot of comic book artists need to get a grip on themselves, because they are just tearing each other apart. Over what? I don't know. That's why I like to stick to guys like Doug TenNapel and Brian Shearer, because at least they're not caught up in this whole drama, this YouTube drama, and I think it's very, very stupid. All right, Ace is drawn and inked. Now, let's erase them up. All right, he's all erased up. Okay. All right, now let's get to coloring him, shall we? These are all the colors that we're gonna be needing to color Ace up. So let's get to it. Oh, you know what? I gotta get his eye color as well, but we're gonna get to it later. The hell? White. Why is it not? All right, here we go. Sorry, folks. Oh, this comes out pretty good. Yeah, it come out good on the camera. Yeah, Ace Carino, that's my guy. This is my character. I created him on a bunch of wrestling games, and I created his car on Need for Speed Underground 2. I really hope y'all getting a kick out of me doing art videos, because I really love doing this stuff. I really love doing this. Can't say that enough. You gotta love what you're doing. You got to love what you do. You got to love what you do. And this, I really love doing. And had I known that they had art streams on YouTube before, I would have totally jumped on it. Watch, this is what we're gonna do. Okay. Oh, oh, angel. Oh, oh, angel. I really wouldn't mind getting the Fatal Fury games. I wouldn't mind getting those, because I never played the Fatal Fury games, but I would not mind playing them. I was doing some research for my project that I'm doing, and I was looking up a bunch of Fatal Fury and Dead or Alive games. I missed out on those games a lot, man. I do plan on getting those. I do plan on getting some Fatal Fury. I know I gotta get the new Fatal Fury game that came out. It was called City of Wolves. I know I gotta get that game. It looks really cool, and I do like fighting games. I just haven't really played too many of them, besides like Street Fighter and the Mortal Kombat's. I did have Dead or Alive 4 on the Xbox 360 ones, but I got rid of it for some strange reason. But I do plan on getting it back, and I plan on getting all of the Dead or Alive games Well, pretty much the main line ones. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now that I have the Sega Saturn, I want to start getting the Virtua Fighter games. And I never knew that there was a Virtua Fighter anime until a couple of days ago. I thought, you gotta be kidding me. This is actually pretty cool. I gotta get his hair color too. Alright, Ace. Ace can be cocky when he wants to, but he's very much loyal and bold, and he's very much a face, if you will. He's definitely a face. He does not like being a heel, but he will get dirty if he has to. Ace is definitely not the villainous type. Ace likes standing up for what's good, what's right, and for justice in the ring. There are times where he would have to, if he has to get dirty, if he has to use hardcore weapons and such, he will not be afraid to use it. But for the most part, he is definitely a symbol of truth, justice, and the American way. Whoa, angel. I gotta get that song. I'll be playing that song right now. I don't even know if I'm going to be having enough time to even do all this video, because I don't know how much time I have left on my phone. The video is taking a while. So let's skip ahead, shall we? So yeah, let's take a quick commercial break, and I'll be back right after these messages with the full color.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Barnyard Commandos! Secret codes used by the rebel army of militant sheep. Code word: Dab-uck. Duck. Code word: Lab-uck. Ab-out. Look out! Code word: Lab and Mab-ein. Landmine! Barnyard Commandos! Action figures from Playdate.
Cardio Bionic Perpetual Motion Machine. The Morgusso Perpetual Life Machine. This is my vac seat, my friends. This is a machine that does exciting things to the brain. The Bio-Ultronic Body Analyzer. Step over here to my...
Making New Orleans a better place to live. Morgus presents. Sponsored in part by Tasty Donuts.
And now back to the show.
Alright, welcome back, y'all. He's almost done. My original character, Ace Carino, is almost done. We just got a few more colors to go. Just gotta do his tights, and then we'll be done with him. And then y'all can be on your way. I know these tights are kind of generic right now, but this is fine. You know what I wanted to do? Really wanted to do like an aquamarine color to it, which I'll do next time. I'm not. because Ace's colors are really like a aqua blue, like a cerulean blue, and a aquamarine, like an aqua green color. Why I chose red, that's fine. Very patriotic. And my nephew Jay Swissy was talking about a ska punk version of Popeye the Sailor Man. So now got me thinking that Popeye the Sailor Man, Popeye the Sailor Man, time to finish the geese. I'm gonna have to draw Popeye next time. Now that he sent me that. Let's see. Let's get this. And we're pretty much done with Ace, Reckless Ace Carino. For those of y'all that know Ace, you're awesome. Thank y'all for supporting Ace after all these years. Because this is an old character. Since I was like 15 years old. So people that are very close to me, they know who this character is. They know exactly who the name Ace Carino is. And here he is in living color. Live in living color, baby. Get his souls. Get his souls. There he is, Ace Carino, wrestling 25-year veteran. You don't even look, he looked no older than 20. But yeah, there he is, Ace Carino, in full glory. Hope y'all enjoyed this. I really love doing original characters. So yeah, there's Ace Carino. My original character since I was 15 years old. I created him. Oh man, how time flies. But I love doing arts. I love drawing characters. The more thing that I love doing more than just drawing characters is creating new characters. Because as much as I love to draw like existing characters like Looney Tunes or Earthworm Jim or even stuff from Marvel and such, what I love to do is create new characters that people can go with, so people can go forward with, to where it's like characters from the 80s and 90s. There's like, you know where they are, like 80s, 90s cartoons and 90s cartoons, and even with anime and such. But there's like hardly anything that's actually good for today. I love to create things for today so that we can go forward with those. Like, yeah, I remember those characters. Yeah, Dwreck created those characters. Yeah, that's what I love to do. So I gotta get some sleep. This is Dwreck signing out. See you on the flip side. And to the people that say, talk about video games, man, talk about video games, let's take a break from video games and just create. But anyway, this is Dwreck signing out. See y'all on the flip side.